Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Ray and this is a channel about cross-stitch and knitting and other fiber arts that I do. I do have a main channel which is dedicated to diamond painting, but you're more than welcome to follow me over on social media. I am Rachel Ray Official on Instagram and Rachel Ray FB on Facebook. It's a long story that I will spare you. But welcome! If you're new here, hi. I would love it if you would subscribe so that you can see more videos from me this upcoming year. And if you're returning, thank you so much. It's always good to see you, and it's always great to read your comments, so please don't feel free to leave one below and let me know what your plans are for 2024. That's another thing about me is that, yeah, you'll see. Anyway. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Today, instead of a whip parade, we are going to talk about plans for next year. And in the past couple of years, I started cross-stitching in 2019. Yeah, in the fall of 2019. And so I, most of the time, have just been a go with the flow kind of person. But this year, I think I'm going to try something new because I realized that I crave structure, and so we're going to try a couple things. So keep watching if you would like to know what those things are. And we might go through a little bit of what happened in the last year and what I accomplished and, yeah, what I plan to do. So grab yourself a drink. Get cozy, make sure you're nice and hydrated, and let's get to it. I did spend some time yesterday over on Twitch because I am on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/RachelRayCraft. We talked about what my plans are and kind of looked at all of my projects and what I intend to do and whether there's going to be a theme or what's going to happen. The thing is that I don't really know what's going to happen in the next couple months because we're moving. Me and my husband live in Ireland, and we are moving from our rental property to an actual home. It's really exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time because with one, change comes multiple others, and even though it's like a huge deal, and we are very grateful, it also brings a lot of problems. So I don't know what next year is really going to look like, but I think small, manageable goals is the way forward. So let's see. As far as cross-stitching goes, there's a couple of events that are happening next year that I want to tell you about. The first is Stitch for Pride, which is run by Dee's 20 Stitches. And we have basically a monthly drop of a pattern that corresponds to a queer artist who the style is being emulated in cross-stitch. And at the end of the 12 months, either you'll have 12 individual pieces or you'll have one whole sampler. And it is my intention, my desire to stitch all 12 of them on the one piece of fabric. I got my fabric from Miss Lay Pages, my friend Jessie, and I don't have it yet in my possession, but I should have it next week. I just paid customs on it. So that is my intention. Unfortunately, I am unlucky in that I was not able to acquiesce thread from my friend Jasmine over at Knitting Nurse. Jasmine. All of these people will be tagged, by the way, down below if you want to go check them out in their channels. But I will be using the DMC instead, or fancy flosses from my collection of fancy floss that you can't see because it's behind my chair. I'm really looking forward to this because in past years, Stitch for Pride has happened, and there is a learning element and there is an action element to each month. I believe it was monthly, but with everything going on in my personal life in the past couple of years, I have not been able to dedicate much time to anything, let alone, yeah. If you know, you know. So I am planning on following Stitch for Pride, stitching, learning, and doing the action items, which is very exciting, and I can't wait to share more with you as the year progresses. Also, within the first quarter of next year, I believe that a few of us on Flosstube will be doing the Marathon for MMIW G2S, which is Marathon for Murdered and Missing Indigenous Women, Girls, and Two-Spirits. We spend about a month, or is it 90 days? It depends. We haven't really chatted yet about the days and, the months and when it's happening yet, but it will be coming soon, where we focus on a project, or in past years, just dedicating our time to raising money and raising awareness about what's happening in North America. Basically, I will get into more detail about this before the event, but basically we're just trying to bring awareness, and we usually raise money for the Coalition to Stop Violence Against Native Women. I will try to link their Instagram down below so you can check them out. In past years, we have raised quite a bit of money, and it's a really good feeling to be able to translate our crafts into activism. And so I highly recommend joining us. And if you don't have the money to donate, that's okay. Just sharing the word is as important, just to get more eyes and ears on the problems that are being faced. Same for Stitch for Pride as well. Also, I will be doing something with my friend Anna over on Twitch. She is Yay, it's Anna. And Anna is one of my good friends. We met through diamond painting, and she convinced me to go to Twitch, which has been a huge blessing. Thank you to all of you who are also my Twitch followers and supporters. I really appreciate you. Whip the whips. I talked about this a lot on my main channel in previous years, where I try to focus on finishing the things that I've already started without starting a whole bunch of new projects. And usually I'm pretty good at it. I try not to start too many new things, definitely for diamond painting, but with cross stitch and things, I'm not so good at it. So I'm going to try to kind of bring that through this year. And just like last year, I'm going to work on what I have and try not to start all the things, because I love starting new things and not finishing them. Another thing that I will be doing is WhipGo, and WhipGo is started. It's an event that's run by Jessie Marie Does Stuff here on YouTube. You can find WhipGo 2024 on Facebook. That is the official event hotspot location. If you don't have a Facebook, it's okay. Just follow Jessie Marie Does Stuff, and you'll see her post the new numbers each month. Basically what it is it's a bingo board, and I'm going to show you mine. I need to take a moment to pull it up here. All right, so this is my WhipGo template. Hopefully you'll be able to see whatever in here. But essentially, you have a bingo board, and inside the bingo board, you put your projects, or you put prompts. I've done prompts in the past year, and I'll even show you, this is what my bingo board looked like, WhipGo board looked like last year, 2023. I did a lot better than 2022. You want to see? This is 2022. The blue is projects that I actually worked on and finished, and the free space is counted. So I think I got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in 2023, I managed to meet the goal on 14 projects, which is double the year before. So in 2024, I made my goal the same, 500 stitches on the project that's been called. But instead of doing prompts, I did the actual project's name, because I think I'm ready. I think I am ready. I have a very go with the flow kind of personality anyway. It's hard for me to make decisions. So I'm trying to work on that and grow. So here's where we are at. And the first two projects that were called were number 9 and 22. And as you might be able to tell, cover my face for a second. So hopefully you can see now that the number in the corner, I have mixed them up. So we have 9, 4, 23, 22, 8 on the top row. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the next line, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I choose to do it this way just to mix things up a little bit. Make it harder to find the numbers. So the first two projects that were called for 2024 are number 9 and 22, which on my bingo WIPGO board is Galaxy Unicorn and my Chinese Zodiac Sal. So that is what I'll be working on in January. That's ready to go. Unfortunately, all of my, aside from these very few projects, all of my other cross stitch is in a box and going to the new house. So, as soon as we are unloaded, I will go ahead and show those off. That's another reason why I'm not doing a whip parade. I will do a mid-year whip parade though, don't worry. So I'm super excited to touch those projects again and get 500 stitches, which equates to about 2.5 days to 5 days, depending on how much I can stitch. In the past couple of months, I've done a little bit of growing, a little bit of self-care, but like in the hard way, where instead of just taking care of my mental health, I'm also taking care of my physical health, which means that I have less time to craft. And that has been really difficult. In December, of course, you probably know for yourself, December is a very busy month. And in December, I did Flossmas. So every day during December, up till Christmas, and even on Christmas, I made a video where I sat down and I opened tiny presents and I showed you some cross stitch that I had done that night before, if I had been able to, or knitting or whatever craft it was. Unfortunately, because of how busy everything is and the way that crafting is fitting into my life at the moment, I was only able to do about 100 stitches every night if I was able to cross stitch. So let's just say it's 500 stitches or 5 days on each of those projects during the month, which is not a lot of time, but that gives me 2 weeks where I know exactly what I'm stitching on that month. And that might actually be a really good thing. So that is WIPGO, and I am super excited. I put most of my projects on there except the ones that I knew I didn't want to work on. Like if it was called and I didn't want to work on it, I didn't put it in the board. I did a kind of a Marie Kondo on that. Some goals for 2024. I would like to participate in an Ink Circles round robin. I know that there are a couple of Flosstubers who are doing this. I personally feel like I have trouble organizing myself, let alone a group of people. So if anybody knows of an upcoming Ink Circles round robin stitch along where we stitch a corner of a mandala and pass it on, and then 3 other people work on it, and then you get back a fully finished, well, not fully finished, but a finished object at the end, please let me know. And if you yourself are doing one, please let me know. I would love to join. I would love to purchase a pattern and dig through my stash and get like a really cool colorway and only have to do the repeat once, because that's the thing about mandalas, is that you do the one section, the one corner, and then you have to do it 3 more times. I have a Glendon Place mandala, which is called Baked Alaska, and I'm not even like a hair's width into this project, and I'm already dreading having to repeat this several times. as well as my chatelaine, which hopefully in the new house, I will be able to set up a dedicated area where I can work on my chatelaine, because it is the most gorgeous project, and I'm very excited to work on it. I'm doing it on black Lugana, and it looks amazing. All of the colors pop, and it is one of my favorite projects. It's just a very difficult pattern to read, so you have to kind of have a space, like an area with all of your things laid out that you're not putting away, like bringing out and putting away. It's a very large scale project. Does that make sense? I'm sure that I could make it smaller, like have a bag with just the colors that I need for this one area and not be overwhelmed by it. But there's something about that project that just, as a new stitcher, it does kind of give me anxiety. Then plans as well are, or a goal of mine is that I'm only going to start 3 new projects in the year, and I'm only giving myself the 3. No new starts, except the 3 that are outlined in my WIP list, and any small exchange. So for Stitch North, I'm going to Stitch North weekend 2. I'm really excited. Are you going? Are you going to Stitch North? Are you going to weekend 1, weekend 2? Let me know. I'm super excited for it. I'm a little bit sad because I found out some sad news that one of my friends isn't going, but I'm super stoked to go and to meet everybody in person that I have known online for several years. We've been liking our Instagram photos and, chit-chatting in comments and on Twitch streams and here in the comments on YouTube. And I'm just super happy to just be able to be there and give everybody a hug and stitch together and laugh together and have a great time. It's a huge trip. I have to take 2 weeks because it's not like I don't live in Canada, so I can't just pop over to Brampton, Ontario, and or is it in Ontario? Is Toronto in Ontario? Oh, geez. Anyway, that doesn't matter. What I mean is it's a huge undertaking to go from Southwest Kerry to Dublin to Toronto. And then, so we decided to take 2 weeks and then go down to Virginia and have a week in Virginia and then go back from DC. And then Dublin and then back down here. It's a whole thing. It's so exhausting. Anyway, I'm super excited. So, and a smalls exchange is where you stitch something and finish it, fully finish. So a pillow or a little framed object or something like that. I still have to think of something, what I want to do for the smalls exchange, because I think it would be a really good idea or a really cute thing to have a little memory from Stitch North from a stranger. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe it isn't a stranger, but it could be a stranger, I think it's cute. I think it's really cute. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do for my smalls exchange, which of course I cannot share. I cannot share with you. But anyway, what was let me just check. I need to do my research. The 3 starts. Is it 4? It's 4 if a round robin happens with ink circles. Okay. Number 1 is the Stitch for Pride sampler. That is going to be the first new start of the year that I'm allowing myself. Number 2 is Burb Box. Okay, February is a huge deal. Mislaid Pages makes a box. I don't know where mine is from last year, but there is a box that is bird themed. Burb. Small burb. Small bird is a burb. Anyway, internet speak. We get a couple of patterns in this year's box is bigger than it ever has been. I believe there's 6 patterns. I am going to start one of them. I have to. It has to happen. I'm already so excited for this box. But I know myself and I'm not going to be able to help myself. I'm going to get into the box and there's going to be one that's just going to be like, Rachel, you have to do this. It's going to happen. So I'm allowing myself a new start from the Burb box. And then the third is Stitch North. I know that when we get to Stitch North, I'm going to want to start something new. Either the retreat project that they put together for us, or something that I purchased from Stitch North, from a vendor or something like that. I'm going to want a new start. So I'm allowing myself a new start from Stitch North. And then if there's an Ink Circles round robin at some point, then yes, I will allow myself that too. But at the moment, I have a conservative estimate that at this very moment, I have 30 whips, which is not bad because I finished 4 projects that I know of. So we have the Friendship Sampler, which is actually behind me. I'm putting in the last stitches today. Come here. The thread is hanging. I'm finishing this today because it is the last day of the year. Let me get this out of our way. Since today is New Year's Eve, I'll put this up here and you can see I need to put in the year, leaving it to the last second. But here is, sorry, the Friendship Sampler by Michelle Bendy Stitchy and the Blue Flower. And I know it's not ironed or anything like that, but this was my first finish of the year for cross stitch. I just need to finish the year. I'm going to do that as soon as I finish recording this video and I'm editing it. Second one, I didn't actually finish myself. It was Yoga Corn. I must have put it on Instagram because I was going through all of my finishes on Instagram and looking through things at what I have done this year. It's actually really nice, and I think that you should do it too. If you're on Instagram, go back through the year and see what you took a picture of, what you started, what you finished. But I suppose before I can show you that, I have to show you Trimming the Tree, which is here. So another Michelle Bendy. This is Trimming the Tree. Here, I'll show you everything. Trimming the Tree, and it is such a cute stitch. Honestly, it would have been a lot faster if a lot of the things that happened in the last 2 years hadn't happened. But, you know, that's just the way that life is. Anyway, here's Yoga Corns. I finished the middle unicorn, and my friend Heike finished the other 2 and sent it back to me. So this is completely finished, not of my own hand. And the last finish of this year was Savor Life. This is a Katie Landis Black Needle Society chart, and the linen is just absolutely stunning. It is a 36 count French lilac by Picture This Plus. I'll never forget it. It was the hardest linen I've ever stitched on. It took me like 5 times as long to finish this piece than any other piece. So yeah. I'm so happy that it is finished. As for knitting this year, I finished a pair of socks. I should just keep Instagram open, but I don't want to hurt your eyes. I finished these shorty socks. This is from the Crazy Sock Lady vanilla sock pattern. I just made them short. These were from my mother-in-law, which I gifted them to her right before she passed. And also for knitting, I finished the Summer Sorrel Escal that I started. Now this isn't a complete finish photo, but you get the idea. I finished this piece this year, and I'm so happy with the results of it. It is a little oversized, but that's okay. And that's it for finishes this year. So as you can tell, this year wasn't a big year for crafting. I started a couple of projects. Excuse me. I started 2023 Pocketbook Peacocks, which is the Burb Box, one of the Burb Box patterns for February. I started Ego Death by Night Spirit Studio. I started a stamped cross stitch. I actually started two, but one of them is being destashed. But White Fox by Oraloa, which is a legally licensed stamped kit. The Mermaid of the Seasons, Sal, which is Bella Filipina. And Axel the Axolotl, that's my name for it anyway, by Happy Little Mouse on Etsy, which was Hannah's Mystery Sal. Thank you so much, Hannah. Those were my starts this year. So not too bad, not too shabby, if I say so myself. So next year, the idea is just to focus on working on my works in progress. You know, find and document the progress on these older projects and finish as many as I can. I would love to get 4 or more finishes in 2024. I'm not going to say 24 finishes because that's not even possible. But I know that there's a few people out there that could do that. But I don't want to make new starts. I just want to finish what I have started. So I think that's pretty much it for this year. There are several of other events that are going to be happening in 2024. There are so many things that I love to participate in, lots of hashtags and things like that. I love it. I love the community working together. I love seeing people working on things that I'm working on. You know, it's wonderful. It's great. But I do want to take some time to really work and whittle through this list of projects that I've made for myself, because I feel deep down that if I don't work on these projects, that they will languish, and it's a really heavy feeling for me. So I don't want to do that. And I did really enjoy this year. I made it when I came back from the States in January. I made it my goal to focus more on projects for a longer period of time. I remember in February, I pulled out the new normal and I worked on that for 2 weeks straight. And it was wonderful, the amount of progress that I got on that. I participated in, I think, 3 out of the 4 24 hours of cross-stitch weekends. 24 hours of cross-stitch is from Jen Lee of Quirks and Stitches. And I made sure to document those 24 hours. You could see it on my Instagram if you like. You can see my progress every hour. And that was so much fun. And at the end of it, I could literally see, you know, a page or more of progress on a particular project. So I'd like to continue with that feeling, even though I am a process stitcher and not necessarily a product stitcher. I do like to have a finished product at some point. I know that there are a lot of other ways that people are, structuring their year. I remember watching Jessie Marie and seeing that she has a Whipco board just for full coverage pieces. I don't have that many. I have 3. Soul of the Rose by Heaven and Earth Design, Bellflower by Bothy Threads, the Epic Gen 1 Pokemon piece by Lord Libidin, Technically, it's not full coverage, but it's so close to being full, it just doesn't have the outside blue on it. The White Fox by Oraloa, those are all full coverage pieces, and so that's not enough for a board. As always with my Flosstube, there will be a lot of craftivism. I like to cross stitch and raise money for worthy causes, MMIW, to provide aid to those in Palestine, etc. There are a lot of things that we can do Luna, with our platforms, and I think that it's just the smallest little thing. This isn't really about me, it's about us. And so I like to include all of these sorts of things into my yearly sum up. I'll have to get the numbers up, and perhaps I'll put them on the screen. We raised a lot of money for many different charities, one of which is Child's Play. I'm getting very close to our goal on the Child's Play charity event, where I'm stitching on my Pokemon piece and raising money for the kids to get them gaming systems and games so that they could take their mind off of being in hospital with terminal illnesses or very long-term illnesses. So we're very close. I will be doing more Twitch streams to raise money for that, as well as the occasional auction or destash. You can find more information on products that I'm destashing on my website. It's rachelraycraft.com. All right. In 2024, there will also be a lot of knitting. I have knitting plans. So as soon as I'm finished with my adventuresome wrap, which should be finished in time to reach the deadline of January 6th for the hashtag MaryMinnieMal23, I will start a new project, and that is going to be Float. I can't remember the name of the designer off the top of my head, so I'll put it in the video. Float uses it uses pooling yarn in order to make the design. And I am so lucky to have a friend who decided to dye yarn specifically for me in a color they knew that I would love. So I'm going to cast that on next. That will be my next project. And after that one, there is a cardigan on Amba O'Brien's site or her page on Ravelry. And it is called, I believe, the Twisted Cardigan. I'm trying to remember exactly. Anyway, pictures. I will be casting that on with the Fiber Fox advent calendar that I unboxed this Flossmas. It is so beautiful, and I think that it'll look lovely with a dark brown main color. And it'll be nice and long. It'll be almost like a duster, and I'm very excited for that. And it'll be shimmery. Yeah, it's made with golden stellina. Do you think I could find a main color brown with golden stellina? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not, because, those areas are near the hands and the neck, so maybe that's not a great idea to put stellina there. Anyway, best wishes from Luna and I. Have a happy, healthy, and safe new year. May all of your crafting goals come true, and if they don't worry, it's fine. There's more time. Thank you so much for watching my channel. I really appreciate it. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll see you soon for my first Flosstube update of the year, as soon as humanly possible. Take care and stay safe, everyone. Bye!